remember correctly, I said we go look at top 29. I don't know if you were here Friday. The what last time? 36. Is somebody tell me what's going on with 29? Right down here. Jericho, can you tell me what's going on?
There are two managers that are highly targets, and if they meet the target, they get a bonus.
How much the bonus to be?
100%.
For this out bonus?
And one is the manager of marketing, and then the other one makes all the production.
How does one of the production, how do they, what's their now?
On their evaluated on manufacturing costs relative to a budget.
So usually that, I assume like table on the bottom 29 is cost per unit. Did they make?
No. Oh yes, sorry.
The top one's 237, so that's 225. So who was that, Maryland? Yeah, Maryland is manufacturing, so Maryland got nice products, right? You know what? Got them recycled. What about old Jack? Jack's over marketing, and how's he been doing with it?
On the
And so hard profits 10 million, last profits 9.2, so he ain't getting much, right? Anybody see any problems with this system? I forgot. I might do some shortcuts. Anybody see it? Really not. Or did I say, well, it's a great system, let it go. Well, okay, oh yeah. Alright? And what?
Well, I mean, they could count more cost per unit, but they could maybe just produce and increase the stuff to reduce profit.
Okay, might be the number of units could be a problem. That's true. If we're looking at total dollars for the sales, might be an issue. What else? How can they be that?
Well, if they're making lower quality units, that'll save them on cost, but when it comes to trying to sell them, they have lost that person damage whatever
Okay. Right now, the signal that we're giving Maryland, isn't it, is that one cost is the way to go, which could be low quality. But that's one way to lower your cost per unit, isn't it? Lower your quality. And so heat would affect sales. So Jack's getting nailed with those low quality units. One area we see with any control manager control system is decision authority. How can we adjust that with the system? No ideas on how to not correct this? Right now, you said, Maryland gets to pick more quality and all that, and Jack's being evaluated on sales, and obviously quality does go into the effective amount of sales. What might be a solution here? Okay, or let Jack make the decision on quality. And what level of quality to use and all that. I mean, and adjust the cost budget accordingly, right? As to high, medium, low, whatever you want to do. And if he's the one making the decision about the quality of the product, then we can't fuss about it when it comes time for house sales, right? Now, what's another one of the three legs of this management and control system we talked about? Anything other besides decision authority? Well, what's another? We said there's two things to the control system. One is decision authority. What's another leg? Three legs to it.
Compensation.
Okay, the compensation system. You see any issues here?
That's a big bonus.
Okay, and what's the message we're sending with 100% bonus that they have?
Because they're more like quality, they'll be more concerned with getting the target rather than what kind of product it is.
And if you've got 100% bonus, do you have a strong incentive to meet those? Yeah, at all costs. So that to improve performance to just meet those standards may not really be in the best interest of the firm in the long run. All right, and so what might be something we might think is a way to improve it.
Just back in Elliott, there's a targeted and lower ones.
Okay, probably needs a combination too of upping their salary and make their fixed salary a little bit higher and lower than level of bonus. So that, because the system they have there, they're crazy if they don't do everything they can. And that does foster things that are detrimental to the company. And so by them paying a higher salary up front, sometimes will alleviate a lot of problems. That's, that happens all the time. A lot of companies say they don't want to pay that set salary, fixed salary, they don't want to get off of that. They don't want to be cheaper. The benefits you get from it. I think the third thing is performance measures. How do we, what we want here is go through limits, right? What do you think we can talk about, Mr. Chairman? What might be some ways to better align individuals with the company's goals here? Might be coming up with anyone? You know anything?
Only tax to evaluate on profits and revenue specifically.
Maybe more about it. Revenue center for you. How about make it better as much as possible with profits too, evaluate not only on cost, but profits overall, since costs are a large part of profit. How about a combination of the two? Some incentive for her to not only reduce costs, but to keep profits up. And might help with the quality issue. And she has a stake in the game too. And again, the thing about it is that you can still keep Jack based upon the cost if we use budgeted costs instead of actual costs. That way, when his performance is not affected by variance decisions of the government. Use budgeted numbers. And again, turning of this, most things are not rapid actions. And when you face issues like these, any other comments? What's going on with 36? I've seen old models. You ever seen models? Says what factors contribute to the flaw of Texas? What was going on? What is the flaw? Oh, read it.
My mom played Ryan off.
Okay, the road state way is not including the broken dog engagements. Well, what are some factors that contribute to this situation? There's two answers, Rob Scrooge, I'll give you that. It sounds more like they were consultants than as watchdogs. That's another problem here with the construction. Yeah, they were building decentralized, weren't they? And you're right, the division manager or whatever, different things they called, had a lot of authority. And so that reduced the oversight by top management, right? And because they were in foreign countries, well, that's affected here because of the plane. Common sense stuff. No, not the county rules. So pretty much can probably use the same rules of foreign language to probably given. The ability of officers to ask public questions and penetrating questions. Understanding that. I know one time I saw some people in the company on Charleston owned by the parent company was in another country. They sent officers in several localized language. And they're telling us some of the trials and tribulations they had interacting with and how that caused problems. Just a different understanding of words, phrases. And we do it in English all the time, it's less go from one language to another. I said here, as I told you before, I never forget, you got a fellow professor that's still here when he first came, asked for help, found help, and I said, I'll do that. He took it as I don't want to. In Eastern Kentucky, out of my territory means out of Napa into the United. And it's just how French and how local slow. forgot it, that's because I thought you wanted to help you. You said you didn't want it. I said, no, I said, I didn't care. And he goes, so that means you don't mind helping. I said, that's right. I don't mind helping. I don't do that. And this person was from a different part of the country. So again, different cultures, different languages, but just the sheer distance made it easier for this to be appreciated. Further from control and panic quarters to more than my support. What was another issue too? The top management phase. It was also a very common problem. Countries that have problems. The common trait.
We just focus more about results than context.
Okay, results oriented, so that was probably a little bit too much emphasis on that. Also, too, they're very trusting, aren't they? Top management rely heavily on trust of their employees and for assurance that they were not committing fraud. And like I told you before, that small firms where everybody knows everybody right, they tend to be a problem too. We put too much trust in people. Whether it's warranted or not, or they don't believe it. So I think Pepsi had a problem. And again, they didn't have the control structure out there sitting in the room. And by the way, like I told you, for those that weren't here Friday, they did terminate people, and the bond says, the 12 people that were charged, one of them did commit suicide. Lost his mom, lost his house. Again, you can go back about any time, read these stories like this, and this actually happened. And you don't know the banking institutions right now, they've got a real time study of something that's happening. So, again, what the system's going to do in these controls is really trying to again, remember, internal controls have to be evaluated in the architects of every day. Make a statement on it. And failure to do so, and jump time and fines. That's very good for your auditors, that's very good for financial, and that's to sign off on it. Okay, now that brings me to the end of this chapter. We are going to have a test coming in. And it is basically, I think I'm going to talk about page 6. Yeah, 6 class. It's 75, 80 points. 6 classes. Roughly 1950 points. Probably good if you go back and look at your homework, cover everything on rocket science to figure out what I thought it's going to be. Yes, we're sitting through that going to be. So you know once. And I think you can go back and look at the watch. Any questions? Now, do you want to go over? Yeah, about this discussion, in my view, is the number of crunching pieces of homework.
And the bill has to be on an annual basis, and the discussion on it.
Majority of the numbers. Okay. Other questions? Other questions? Okay. Let's go talk about or 13. Just kind of one check off from intermediate to this throws you off. If intermediate, we are getting really well. Here we're only 13. Yeah. We're going to look at this chapter. This is budgetary control, right? planning and budgeting. Obviously, as I told you, planning and control, essence of management, right? Where do we want to be, how we want to get there, and then how are we doing it, evaluation. And again, any type of accounting of information we have, or any information, we want to have some way to measure it. And one of the ways is use of budgets. What do we plan to do, and then use it as a evaluative purpose, how we do it, actually to the budget. And the thing about it is, there are companies out there that are really good on budgeting, not too much on control and vice versa. And universities and schools tend to be really good on planning. We have budgets for everything around here. We've got long-range budgets for the university, we've got an annual budget, we've got budgets for the schools, for the departments, for the individuals. And we not control it. We don't drill them up to we'll do something. We're not real strong. But the idea here is that when we go out trying to plan what we want to do and evaluate it, is in essence, where do we want to be? And you should be doing this on an individual basis. And like I try to tell all the students, don't try to plan what you're going to be 6 months from now. We've got 5, 10, 20 years ago, where do you want to be? And like I say, I do always chair the committee for self-reliance. That's one of the questions we always ask the kids. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Most of them say, well, it's high school seniors. So you're saying, well, we're going to graduate college. And 10 years from now, I'll have a job. 20 years from now, it's always, they want to be married, be successful in your job, things like that. And I mean, when you ask where you want to be 20 years from now, you can see the eyes going back in the head. 20 years, that's going to be a real lifetime. Because we do have so many cases that we want to retire. Because you're thinking 37, 38 right now, ancient. And I guess in 17, I thought that too, Now in the 50s, 37, 38, you're on top. That's true. But the thing about everything's always another. But the thing is, in trying to set goals now, what's for first, you got to really think strategically, long range, but you also need to do it. And it's really like your annual classes, primarily, but sort of strategic. But the thing of it is, identifying what are the critical success factors? What's the thing that's going to dominate our activities? And what's the critical points? Now, the thing about it as we get into here, what this chapter starts with as it goes through the budgeting process, they use sales. That's a critical thing. And granted, 97% of the time that is correct. So what I mean, we'll sell all that we can, right? We'll produce all that we can sell. And we'll do it. But I want you to be aware of it. It's not the only critical point. You can have others. You say, what do you mean? Well, it can be anything. We had people grow tobacco. No tobacco farmers. Does anybody know what? Can you grow all the tobacco you want? Well, I don't know. It's called a lot. It is a lot. So, in terms of how many acres we could put there, and you could raise all tobacco you want to use to sell it. So, it would be good if you want to build noise as but the thing of it is, that's by government regulation. That could be a critical factor. We can only have X amount of acres. Think if we had say we're refining gasoline, and we come up with a chemical that, when we add it to our gas, it increases gas mileage by 50%. How much do you think we could sell? Probably all we could produce, right? Say we only got X amount of that chemical. And then I might want to start my budgets with my raw materials, right? Because I can sell all I can make, and I can only make so much. So it might be direct materials is my critical thing. Labor, the new labor. So like, well, yeah, my mother-in-law, she's in the Methodist women's group, and sometimes they'll do quilts, handmade quilts. will sell all that they can produce. But guess what? Roofing takes a lot of time on effort because there's so many people doing it. So it might be that I might want to start with labor budget. How much product can I make? Speaking of that, I mean, they're doing a project this week. Speaking of that, we're going to see here from the movies of that. You're down there Friday, if you go home Friday, you just choose a place. And if this woman or that girl make it all day Thursday, and they sell it on Friday. They sell it for Thursday night.
Is that the one that's on the hill?
It's the one down there. No, little Air Force Church. See, I don't like it. Everything heavy. But anyway, yeah, they make me ready. It can be anything. If you have like get a power regulator, some companies you got electricity for certain hours. That's it. Might be you have only limited number of utilities that you can use for production. Again, they're good with one thing, but typically we tend to think of sales. We'll make as much as we can sell, we'll get the raw materials, the labor, overhead, and all that, as much as we can do. Now again, it could be regulated, you don't do certain amounts, all these things that would be a critical element. So, we want to find out, and by the way, that's where you're going to start. What's the critical element when you're going to start the budgetary process? Because everything else is going to be on it. I mean, think about it. If sales is our critical element, how many units do we expect to sell? Okay, that's going to dictate how much production we're going to have, which is going to dictate how much materials we're going to have, which will dictate a lot of our selling expenses, our operating expenses from office. See how it sort of flows and controls what you're doing? Now, again, after everybody comes with budgets of financial plan and resources needed to carry out an activity. Again, small businesses tend to rely heavily on budgets to manage cash flows, at least in surveys of places. And I think there's a thing about it. Budgetary process is widely used. What's the farmers system? And the budget committee. And the budgetary process, the budget says about 6 months up to the time you start the budget year. So if you got a calendar year or fiscal year, they're saying really in July you start. I know for a lot of them, they basically stay in the budgetary process. 6 to 9 months is more realistic in terms of coming out with the budget. But again, it depends on the size of the problem too. But again, I get we want to make sure that we get the benefit of the budgetary process and not come up with these dysfunctional things like being stressed. We've got to meet budgets. We can cut corners. We can get behavior that we're really not be wanting. So make sure we're doing it. And again, coming up with how do we outperform our competitors? A lot of, cost management's going on. What are our goals? Where do we want to go with this? The budgets have to be in some direction. Really, if you think about it, the budgetary process is more than just number crunching, though that's what you want to think it is to do. But it is a tool of communication, really. If used properly. I mean, when I think you get on sales budget, but logically, if you put me on a sales budget, who would you talk to? So you got to do a sales budget for your company. Who would you go talk to? Salespeople. I probably do a sales department. Who better to know what you're going to sell than the sales department? Now, you do have some public communications there. People have their. And again, this is one of the things that you got to be clever about. common sense wise, the way that you're using your input to come up with budget, it becomes your budget. Now, the dirty little secret is, we don't have to put it on. We're just going to make it print again. Right? Now, again, logically, you would have put it. Now, one of the things, too, here's where some psychology comes in. Again, here, which we see too, in the life. You got to know the people that you're getting input from. Now, think about it. If I'm head of sales department, or I'm the salesman in my area, and we're coming up with a budget, and I know it's going to be used for value-to purposes, maybe for compensation, what am I going to do? How do I want to have such a budget, Alexis? What am I going to do? Probably going to set the bar clear. We're going to try to set a lot of black on it. So I can hit it. So I can hit my budget, right? In other words, you got to be careful here. Take things with a grain of salt, as they say. Put together. Who are you dealing with? Who's the personality life? Well, there's people out there that those are all optimistic and say, let's say the Renaissance budget. You know, I can sell 10,000 units every year. Knowing if you look back in history, the best year they ever had was 7,000. And the weather was sell 10,000 units. On the other hand, you got the other side of the coin. I'm not there to sell 5,000 more than the worst year you ever sold less than 9,000. So you got both optimistic and pessimistic. The people who want to keep it more or less than they want to get, especially if it's promises. So again, I mean, the thing about it, in terms of any type of budget, what do we want? And again, any type of personal budgeting that you do, and again, it's more than just dollars, guys. More than just dollars. I think that's not a really good budget, by the way. I won't do that. I won't do 10% of energy. Exactly what's that mean, 10% of one? Be a little bit more specific. What steps are you going to take? What are you going to do? And the thing about it is, what kind of it, when you set budgets for yourself, what do you want? You should want something that is attainable. You want something realistic that is attainable. I mean, to say that, that I'm going to be making $250,000 when I graduate, probably not realistic for most people. Hopefully it's not for y'all, okay? That's probably not realistic. And guess what? You're not going to need it when you first start. On the other hand, you want to have somehow when you reach $25,000, you want to do that. And living wage job like that. Right? So that's what kind of pushes there. So you want something that makes you have to strive. But yes, you do have, now doesn't mean you do get it. You may not. Circumstances prevent you. But you want something that's realistically possible, and yet you have to put some effort into it. Does that make sense? That's what you want out of a budget. Set these goals, and I'm going to pass through those goals. It's what we're doing with budgeting. And the thing about it is, if you set it too low, we can do it anyway. We live in spite of ourselves. On the other hand, if we set it too high, what happens? Let's say the pass this test was 99%. Looks like we'll need to jump. You start working on the test. You want to do the first question. Just me. Yeah, it's exactly right. That's what happens in business. Whereas, you can hear it. Workers here, any place. If it stands so high, we know we're not going to meet it. Well, if we're going down the track, we might as well have a good down the road. Right? You haven't seen that where you work, bad things like that? If I'm in trouble, might as well do it. getting money. So again, that's where budgets, the budgetary process can be a big negative go from. You want to get it to where, again, you can start thinking forward, and striving for it, but you don't want to be the world who's backing and trying. And I've seen it happen. I've seen both sides of it. And that's tough. And that is a job for me to figure it out. Now, they talk about the master budget here. And again, it can be called static budget. It can be a budget plan. It can be a planning budget. Again, it's just basically what does this organization expect to do in the coming year? Usually it is an annual basis. Organizational goals, again, just what are the broad objectives that are established by management? What should the employees be striving for? And the budget's really just a written expression of those goals. It really is. It's just a way of putting it. And again, normally when we start talking about a master budget, we're generally talking annual. We do have some strategic budgets, long range. Capital purchasing budget is going to be fit in there. It could be 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Whereas your master budget, your operating budget, is really annual basis. And again, companies need to do it. What do we plan to do? 5, 10 years from now. What do we plan to do? And you should be asking yourself, what do you want me to do? Just think the people. And just think, probably there's a lot of y'all that have children by now. And if we're looking at you, we want to do it. Just how y'all do your things. You know, it's totally different. I'm not saying it's totally different. It's not like we're different. It's totally different. Let me give you a little secret, guys. Some of the things may be different, to be honest with technology. Most people go around the block pretty much the same way. And you probably know what you're doing. They tend to react like a friend. And what the sad thing is that you do it, you'll start seeing it. That's when you start freaking out. You'll say something, you go, I wouldn't have been there. I'm the one who sees it. I was the one who sees it instead of saying it. Yeah. It's just like in business. How do we handle business and things? What's going to happen in the future? Well, until we get evidence to the contrary, we assume what happened in the past is going to happen again, right? Same with the business. Again, tying the strategic plan to the operational plan we're talking about. And as I said, it's called many different things. An income statement is often called a profit plan, having a little bit of what we want to do. Common sense here. This guy loves these boxes. Again, just the anticipation of it. Our goals are going to dictate what our strategic plans are. You set your goals and pass to those goals. How do you expect them to pay? And, what the conditions are for the budget period. We set our master budget. And again, how we develop the budget, we're going to be individuals. And again, this tries to try before we get going. It's going back to the previous chapter. How do we tie individuals into the company's goals together? Well, again, having input into the company's budget tends to help me think it's not that too. And people do try to meet budgets when they feel like it's their budget. It's just a psychological thing with it. It's one thing for somebody to come out and say, you will do this, right? It's another thing when you say, well, I think we can do this. Have you seen that in organizations? There's loyalty and all that. Well, I know everybody has input in, and then they all try to Whereas if somebody dictates it, maybe I'm not going to do it. Oh, maybe we did. But the thing about it is, we do look at what's actually reported and how we measure it. One of the most common ways is to look at what is budget. And why does it differ? You call it variances if you find out a way to check it. Why does it vary? Why do we actually vary from the budget? Which is to fine tune our budgetary process for the next time. We'll also, too, discover and let us know if we part of what we misassuming something. But again, going back to how we're meeting our goals, and we do these budgets and actuals to evaluate individuals, departments, your son. Again, it's all related. Now, like I said, budgetary process, great communications tool, both downward and upward. You say upward, like I said, we go ahead to sales department, find out information about what we feel sales will be next year, and balance and all that. They've got input, we've seen what they think it's going to be. Also, too, as we set our goals and all that, we take them back to them. They know what management's looking at. I mean, it's a two-way street. Hopefully, it's a two-way street. And again, once we know that, we can get everybody, as I say, on the unit, doing the same thing. And again, grassroots budgeting, participating budgeting. I think a lot of people, what we do, a lot of companies, they have revolving budgets. They've got like 12 monthly budgets for their annual budget. And what they do is 1 month passes, we keep that 12 month down. So it's a continuous budget. We always have 12 months out of funds. Very common process. And by the way, when we do have, oftentimes you do have a budget committee. Usually different meetings, going back to the taking meetings, back to their meetings, bringing them back. And like I say, 6 to 9 months is not that good. So basically what you do, if we're using the calendar year as our budgetary year process, you'll find that basically if we start the US January 1, really down in February, March, we start putting together what's going to be the budget for 2014. Putting it together. You don't just do it like that. Now, a lot of times when we do it, how we get our information, like you said, what happens in the future is what's happened in the past, unless we have anything to contrary. A lot of times we look at last year's budgets, like what's it for inflation and any other factors that we know for sure. And most of the time, it's been most of the budget. We get here and there, but as we become aware of things that are different, we can make changes. But, again, a good budgetary process does have that upward communications. And again, it does make them feel like, well, I'm part of this process. I can identify that budget. And studies have been done, and you can be required. Now, like I said, when it comes to one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to look at sales. It'll be our critical point. Again, we'll manufacture all of these sales. How do we forecast sales? Does it say? Most things with this master management process start with sales. Then they follow with sales. How do we do it? As it says, it's usually the most difficult aspect of it. Now, some say we go to once we go to the sales department, is that anybody just survey all the salespersons and average out what they suggest sales will do next year? And how do we do it?
Look at previous
Okay, we can look at previous sales. See what the economy is doing, depends on what product we got. How we fit the economy in our area, what we operate, what everybody's doing. US pretty much outside. should get it now. And again, remember, none of the personalities people. Why? Are they overly optimistic? Are they overly pessimistic? Are they afraid of setting a bar high? In essence, oh, I'm not sure if you're going to do something. They don't want to. Or again, you got to be careful, because like I say, if they're overly optimistic, you don't want to set the bar so high so that other people can keep bad and say, forget it. I don't know what Matt said. Where's the spirit? Forget it. You have to be aware of that. And again, who better to know what sales are going to do than the salespeople? The ones actually dealing with customers. Dealing with see what the market is. That's why budgeting is such a good tool for doing other communications, because a lot of times you're not making fail what's going on. So you want to, and again, you're alone. Now, I do like the little picture there, looking in the crystal ball. Some of these techniques will be your sales staff, your marketing researchers, the Delphi technique. Again, basically what this is, it's for individual forecast of group members are submitted anonymously, and you're evaluating this group as a whole. And again, each member obtains a copy of all forecasts, but they're unaware of your source. And so the difference between forecasts are addressed, discussed, and reconciled without getting into personality and position of individual forecasters. It goes from one of the things to another. So we're getting several different budgets here around that thing. And as those different things discussed, we keep repeating this process until we come up with a best estimate for the business. Trend analysis. If you'll remember in 2 and 2, you do trend analysis, but it's again forecasting technique to use do visual extrapolation of points, do a highly computerized forecast. And basically what is, trend analysis tends to be pretty economical. There are team programs out there that just put together, put exams in, do it for you. And again, it depends on how detailed you want to be. How much is the cost of it. Again, the observations that you have. Econometric models, statistical models that I think again, good problem, any relevant to it. People try to do it all the time, but I don't like the stock market. I would predict the stock market's going. By the way, what's the stock market going to do now? This year, according to the Super Bowl. You know that? The Super Bowl theory and markets. If you go back to the last one, that's Super Bowl 47 first year. So 47 years, if you go back and you trace the years that a team from the whole NFL wins the Super Bowl, and the years when a team from the whole NFL wins the Super Bowl. Now, when an NFL team wins, the market will be higher. And it's like 4 NFL teams will be lower. And it's not 100%. It's very, very close. That's one thing to me. Who wins the Super Bowl and the stock market had nothing in common? There's nothing. But this one indicated that things work. It's got a high probability of being correct. So, you may notice that the market will be higher too this year or no. Actually, it should be high. Why do I take that back? I don't know. Maybe it'll be the same. Because the Ravens are not over there film. I was thinking Baltimore like the Colts. Even though they were in AFC, they originally were an old NFL team. But this is not the Colts. This is the Ravens. I'll be honest, I don't know. AFC, you think AFC? Well, they probably would be over there if it's an AFC team more. But it doesn't hold true because I know it's still no feeling confidence, like we think between them and yourself, Cowboys, Packers, or something like that, none of it's staggering. It's right there, so we just don't have 20 years out, 47 years. That's pretty cool. But the thing about it is, these models and how they forecast obviously depends on how detailed we want. Now, a sales budget, guys, that formula there, that's essentially a sales budget. Number of units you plan to sell times the sales price gives you sales dollars. You'll love it. Now, you can slice and dice it many different ways. You can do it by geography, where you're at east, west, middle. You can do it by products or product X, product Y. All kinds of things. One of the things you have to be aware of if we're doing like an annual budget, do we anticipate any price increases in the year? So first 2 quarters may be $10 a unit as the sales price. The last 2 quarters we expect rates of $12 a unit, so we would increase it to 12 in quarters 3 and 4. And you can slice and dice it any way you want. But the bottom line is, number of units times your sales price. You get sales dollars. And we like some sales budgets on homework and things. And again, who never know come up with units that we're going to sell, assuming who better those are customers. You know, salespeople actually. But again, communications, guys, communications. And again, we can have incentive plans to motivate different behaviors with their own weaknesses and strengths. And we got to be aware of if they push, it's like doing on spectrum, you purchase something, does a salesperson do these promises to you? Coming to find out, salesperson not. Now he's going back to the and say, I want this contract delivered because I just told this guy. I don't know what's coming of it. It's being passed on up there to management. It's going to do 2 or 3 things. The thing of this, he's got proof because he just had to pay for it. They're going to use his plan to purchase it. They don't know because they don't have it. They're going to purchase this area. And you don't know exactly how he's buying it. And he doesn't know what he's selling. So it's going to be interesting to see how this resolves. Now, again, market researchers generally don't do a combination of these things. Obviously, they're doing market research and all that. You have to check on local sales because maybe they may not see the broader picture. Maybe they may not see what's going on in the market. Some things we do from that field, we don't realize it. It's coming. Whereas market research may look at it and say, well, market's really flooding saturated because you really need to be doing what's coming. And maybe if there's a pickup in rent, we're looking at you're saying housing's coming up, so there's a pickup in rent, like there has been a lot of construction, so there's original housing, we've got a bunch of all kinds of people losing their houses and so there's some pickup in rent. So you do have to consider that. And again, what else am I looking for? Now, like I say, they can look at long-term trends, attitudes, and effects on company sales. Give a broader perspective of what you're able to sell. Again, it's not to say that I would not use one or the other, I would use a combination. Use techniques. And we'll have the test coming Wednesday. And get into production. Then we can move as you read this chapter. One of the common mistakes by students in the production budget. One, sales budgets are units and dollars. The bottom line is revenue dollars. Production budgets can be used against each good units. It's not dollars on the production budget. But if we're really confused when you do raw materials, budget and numbers raw materials. So it may be pounds, ounces, board foot, whatever we talk about. The production budget is finished goods. So don't get to the